If any of you are surfers out there and are wondering how to take on big waves, look no further than BYU men's volleyball as they took care of business over the weekend against the 7th-ranked Pepperdine Waves. Friday, number 8 BYU knew they were in for the long haul as they took down Pepperdine in their longest match of the season. The sophomore duo of Mix Romanis and Luke Benson led the Cougars in kills with 18 and 16 respectively. After finding themselves down 2-1, BYU stormed back to beat the visiting team in 5 sets. On Saturday, like straight out of Baywatch, sophomore Tion Taylor came to the rescue for the struggling Cougars as he totaled 9 blocks en route to another 5-set thriller victory. BYU held Pepperdine to their lowest hitting percentage of the season to keep their undefeated season streak at the Smith Fieldhouse alive. The Cougars will play USC for another 2-match homestand this week on the 30th and 31st in Provo. While the volleyball team was enjoying a pleasant indoor match over the weekend, BYU baseball encountered a snowy scene on Saturday as they split a doubleheader with St. Mary's. While the cold may have never bothered Elsa from Frozen, it seemed to have an early effect on the Batcats as they lost their first game 6-1. BYU led by 4 at one point, but like the cold weather, the Gales came back out of nowhere to score 5 runs in the 3 innings and take the cake. In Game 2, the Cougars played an error-free game and walked away with a walk-off victory. Senior Jacob Wilk put the final dinger in the outfield as Tate Gamble ran into home plate for the 4-3 win. BYU baseball will be back in the dugout tomorrow as they take on crosstown UVU at UCCU Ballpark at 6 p.m. Mountain. Have you ever loved something so much that you would leave your family and move halfway across the world? Jack Barnett at BYU men's tennis did just that. Travis Hodson has the story on how Jack's love for tennis took him to unexpected places.
As a leader on the BYU men's tennis team, Australian native Jack Barnett started playing tennis at a young age.
I think I was 8.
Jack's intro to tennis wasn't a typical one.
I had next door neighbors that played tennis, and they would set up a net across the street and they would hang it in the trees, and they would play, and I became friends with them, and I just started playing with them.
Jack's love for tennis soon turned into a passion.
When I got to about 12 or 13, I was doing pretty good, and I was like, I can actually see myself doing this, and then it kind of just progressed and steamrolled.
Going into his last year in high school, he had to make a tough decision about his future.
I was going into my final year of high school. It was like, do we want to just travel, or do you want to train? What do you want to do? And so I ended up going to Spain to go to a tennis academy.
After training in Spain, Jack would come to America where another tennis opportunity would greet him.
From there, I went to Florida after that, and then that's where I got recruited.
Jack is now a focal point to this year's team, and his coaches appreciate the skill he brings to them.
Jack Barnett is just a boatload of talent. He is really a good tennis player. We have great belief in him. He's one of our captains. He can step it up and play great tennis.
For Universe Live Sports, I'm Travis Hodson.